What's going on, college football world? Peter and Rob back at it with another one. This time discussing the top 10 of the college coaches poll that just came out yesterday. A lot of videos have been made on this. There's so much to discuss. At the end, stick around because we're going to pick a team in the top 10 that will be unranked at the end of the season because that happens every year. So we're going to discuss who we think that might be this year. But yeah, let's start. Let's start with number 10. We'll work our way up to number one. Obviously, you saw all the polls, and we'll discuss it. But the Miami, Florida Hurricanes, man, they are up first. My goodness, Rob, losing the number one pick, Cam
Mm.
Ward, mercenary. You. What more needs to be said about Miami? There's a lot I have here, but what do you think about all the returning talent that they're having to replace, especially the number one pick in the draft of this last season?
Man, replacing Cam Ward, that's gonna be a feat within itself. I mean, you can't get much better than Cam Ward. I
Yeah.
mean, he really helped turn their that team around. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is mercenary.
Yep.
You have to have a winning culture instilled in order for their NIL money can to work, and they just didn't. They just not there, man. They
They
haven't had a
lost a
winning.
lot, man. 55% of their production is all that's returning. They lost their top six pass catchers from last season, bro.
Yeah.
So add that to the fact that now Carson Beck is your quarterback.
Yeah, he
That
was
doesn't bode well.
trash at just trash at Georgia.
He was bad.
Not
Now,
the best.
some say it was Mike Bobo and Carson Beck. I think it was both of them, to be completely honest. I think they're both misfit. But
Uh,
their defense last year, I mean, like we said, last year they were electric offensively. They lost essentially everyone on offense. And it was their defense that was so porous. I mean, Syracuse trashed them. I'm pretty low on the Hurricanes, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty low on Miami. I'm maybe just because of the recruiting classes that has them ranked in these top 10, but they lost a lot of production, like I mentioned.
yeah,
So
not too much of a believer in their defense either. I mean, last season they gave up, I'm pretty sure, over 400 all-purpose yards to the Cal Golden Bears, and
yeah, buddy.
they were all literally, dude. It was a game of if we can get the ball last, score, and just they had to rely on that at times to Virginia Tech, Cal.
Yeah.
They
Syracuse.
fumbled Georgia Tech, Syracuse. They just fold. Why do they fold? Because they're there for the money.
Yeah,
But they do have they do have a good defensive line. I know Justin Scott
absolutely.
is going to anchor that defensive line. So I know they were top, I think 20 in sacks last season, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, dude, guess who's at the helm? Mario Cristobal, and I'm just no. He
Yeah, you're
just.
not a buyer on
I
him.
mean,
I know.
this is Mario Cristobal summed up in one game. If I had to pick one game, it would be the Georgia. I think it was last year, the year before, the Georgia Tech game. I know it was the year before. It was the
Okay.
Georgia Tech game, and all literally has to do is kneel the ball, just take a
Yeah.
knee.
Yeah.
They ran the ball, fumbled. Georgia Tech gets it back, throws a touchdown with like 19 seconds left,
So
and
glorious.
just
So
like what
hilarious.
what are you doing? But yeah, man, I'm just until otherwise, I'm just not gonna be high in the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Moving along, I agree with you on that one. But moving along to the ninth ranked team, the LSU Tigers, man. I know you're kind of higher on Brian Kelly than I am, and what he is able to do down in Baton Rouge so far. They brought in the number one transfer portal class. Now, Texas held that title for most of the window, but LSU closed strong and finished with the number one portal class. That doesn't always guarantee success. Brian Kelly is not quite fighting for his life, but the Cajun fans are losing patience with him down there. Nussmeier returns, great quarterback. What are your thoughts on the Tigers, man?
I mean, man, they finished 9-4 last season. I just think like the turning point of the heat being thrown on Brian Kelly is just absolutely getting slaughtered by Alabama at
Yeah,
home.
sure.
And then, you have Bryce Underwood flipping his commitment literally a little bit after that. He lost DK Moore as well, highly touted wide receiver.
Yeah,
And then the meltdown against Florida, against Billy, Sunbelt Billy. They're just
they got
not that
worked.
good. Yeah, yeah, just I wouldn't man, I guess we watched a different game, dude. They just
Well, they lost by 20.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of a different game. They did lose by 20. That's right. But yeah, man. So they have 7 returning starters. Garrett Nussmeyer. This is a lot of production from him.
Ton.
4,052 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 80 QBR. He has a key receiver returning, Aaron Anderson. He put up 884 yards, 5 touchdowns. Has a restarting running back returning in Caden Durham, but also they have 5-star running back coming in, Harlem Berry. So,
Hmm.
we'll see how much that goes. In terms of defense,
Man, Harold Perkins. You
I
got to
mean,
start with him.
dude, but like he didn't have I was looking at stats, dude. He didn't do that well last season.
Well, he tore his ACL last year, so
Yeah, yeah, he that's right. He did tear his ACL, man. I'm swinging and missing on these.
you're all right. You're
But
all right.
I mean, yeah, dude, he had a sensational freshman season.
He's a monster.
Yeah, just complete monster. Unfortunate he tore his ACL, and no, he's definitely looking to have a bounce back year.
Yeah, I mean, he was projected to be a top pick in the draft. Top 15 pick, which is super rare at the position. And then he went down, but yeah, it's interesting. And then with Nussmeyer, a ton of production, but also a ton of picks. Man, he threw 12 interceptions last year, and
Yeah,
so
I mean
he's got to clean that up.
that's what happens when you throw the ball like what 50 times a
No, that is a
game.
good counterpoint because they did throw it about between 40 and 45 times a game last season. So you're putting the ball up that much,
I mean, even
you're gonna
even
make
Kyle
mistakes.
even Kyle McCord threw like around 12 interceptions. Why? Because they were throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game. It's really
Yeah,
hard not to not do that.
yeah, for
Um,
real.
but
Yeah,
there's chatters that if Kelly isn't somewhat turning around, that he's really going to be on the hot seat, even though they're doing quite well on the recruiting trail.
yeah.
But
If
man,
it don't translate to wins, though,
yeah, it doesn't. But I will say, dude, I'm not ready to, let the ship sail on, Brian Kelly possibly getting his first SEC title and, having a playoff appearance. So, I mean, you have a really good. I mean, dude, Nussmeyer was like top 10, top 5, and in yards in a season and just
yeah,
production overall, and a good amount of those quarterbacks above him are gone. So I mean, he's pretty much the number one returning production in terms of quarterback in all of college football.
no question.
So yeah,
No question. Yeah, the Tigers, they got the pressure on them. I think you're right. Like, I mean, the way you described it, I think the national perception is that he's on the hot seat in terms of, there's building pressure. But I bet within the LSU fan base, that's a really hot fire. But I'm not sure because I'm not in that fan base. I don't go to their message boards. So
I mean, yeah,
the Alabama Crimson Tide up next, the 8th ranked team in the coaches poll. We'll see what they end up in the AP poll to start the season. They got 14 returning starters, man. That's a lot of production, but it's off a 4-loss team that looked very lost at times throughout the season, especially versus Oklahoma and versus Michigan.
and
Um,
Vanderbilt, dude. Don't forget that Vandy put up like what
of
40
course, Vandy,
40
Diego
50
Pavia.
burger on them.
Yeah, yeah, they had a very up and down roller coaster type of season. But bringing back 14 starters, that's a good sign of things.
Yeah. So let's note that Alabama had their worst season since Nick Saban's first year.
Yep.
Kalen O'Bear just man, that's dude. Nick Saban, that's such a tough act to follow. I can imagine that Alabama fans were just getting. Like I haven't measured the temperature of the fan base in terms of how the first season went,
Sure.
but I mean, dude, I will say that if Nick Saban was still the coach, they more than likely. I mean, dude, if he got the 2024 team to the playoffs, dude, I mean the
Seriously.
2023 team to the playoffs, man, more than likely the 2024 team is making the
Yeah.
playoffs, especially
Yeah.
since it's expanded. And he sure as heck wouldn't have lost to Vanderbilt. But I will
No.
say, I mean, they ended the season poorly. That display against Michigan, just overall, just couldn't get anything going. Jalen Milroe, just absolutely terrible. You could tell that Ryan Williams was getting frustrated. Speaking of quarterback, it seems like they have a lot of like dude Ty Simpson, like a lot
Yep.
of questions surrounding him when he did get the start because Jalen Milroe in 2023 was doing terrible.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson didn't do as well.
Versus South Florida. He was not good in that game.
No, and just like I can imagine a receiver like Ryan Williams, dude. I mean, if there could be like if there's more frustration, he's like, okay, like you guys clearly don't have a quarterback who is going to be able to throw the ball accurately to me. Why am I here? But I will say that Keelan Russell, Elite 11 winner,
Mhm.
could possibly get the nod later in the season. I could see them giving Ty Simpson a chance, but
Sure.
I mean, also
Being the vet.
nothing to know is in the past, traditionally, Elite 11 winners have gone on to have great college careers.
It's true.
But yeah, I mean, they have Jam Miller returning on offense side of the ball. Caden Proctor, real good left tackle. He's going to be a first rounder.
Stud.
Of course, Ryan Williams on the defensive side of the ball. You have Damani Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Lockdown.
also Keon Sab, Michigan transfer.
Sure.
So
Sure.
the big thing is that QB battle. Well, let's see what happens. It's the beginning of fall camp. Let's see who emerges as the starter. And
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make a prediction, dude. I think Ty Simpson he'll get the start, but then he'll lose it, and then Russell will get his chance. Dude, this is year 2 for Kalen O'Bear. These Alabama fans are not going to be patient at all,
Not at
seeing
all.
seeing what they came from with Saban. So it's just like he's more than likely going to have a tough decision to make.
Yeah. Oh, so much rides on that QB battle for not only DeBoer but for the Alabama season as well as a whole. So that's gonna be something to really watch, man, for sure. At seventh, the Oregon Ducks, man. Obviously, Ohio State played them twice last year, nearly losing the first and then blowing them out in the Rose Bowl. Now it looks like Dante Moore is going to take over the UCLA transfer from right here in Michigan. It seems to be his team, although I've heard rumors that Austin Novastad is in the battle, but I think most people kind of read into it that this is Dante Moore's job to lose and really his job alone. And so much offensive production was lost. They lost their starting tailback. They lost Tez Johnson. Evan Stewart went down in the spring with an injury. He's out for the year.
They lost Holden as well, dude.
Trayshawn Holden went to
Yeah,
the
he got
NFL.
drafted.
I mean, there's so much to produce now. They've been recruiting at a high clip, man. So it's not like they got scrubs filling in for them, but
Yeah, Phil Knight has to give his money to somebody, so why not the Oregon Ducks football program?
there you go, man. He's only got a few years left. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah,
If he can
but
ever bring him a title.
yeah, so 5 returning starters, they did lose a lot to the draft. Now, Evan Stewart is out for a good amount of the season, more than likely the whole season. So,
Oh, yeah, definitely
look
the whole
for
year.
a 5-star incoming freshman wide receiver, DK Moore. Just go look at the
Mhm.
tape. Freak athlete, expecting good things from him. In terms of Dante Moore, man, I was. I mean, he did not do well at when he got his chance at UCLA.
Yeah, he was the
I mean,
starter 2 years
if
ago.
if you can't like, it's just like, dude, we're talking about UCLA where there's just less talent and you're having trouble getting on the field, or maybe that was the issue. Maybe if maybe it was just like a failing situation in the first place. It just wasn't the right place and have the right pieces in order to be successful. I mean, shoot, but only time will tell, man. So it's not a guaranteed like with Dylan Gabriel. I mean, the fact that Oklahoma fans were booing him, I think they
Sure.
wanted him to leave, man. They're like, we've had enough of Dylan Gabriel. He's got to go. And just you knew what you were getting with Dylan Gabriel, which he was a proven starter.
Yeah,
But other than that, like I need to see some more from Dante Moore. So, but on the defense side of the ball, man, big returner Mateo Uyangale.
yeah,
He had 10.5 sacks. I think that was the most in the Big Ten last season. They have all their starting linebackers back. But man, that weapons
Miss-
for more though, dude. I mean, Tez Johnson's gone, Trayshawn Holden's gone,
yeah,
Evan Stewart's out for the season. So it's gonna be interesting as well. But you know
yeah.
what? I guarantee you they'll be the regular season champs again, and then just completely blow in the playoffs. So
Oh, wow. I think it's a safe bet to say that they're going to take a big step back offensively. I think defensively they'll be very good, but I mean they were one of the most explosive offenses in the country last season, and replacing all that talent, it's going to show itself in the early stages of the season, the first half of the season. Who's up next at 6?
next at 6, we have the Clemson Tigers. So they won the ACC last season.
Yeah,
They got
ACC.
knocked. They got knocked out of the first round of the playoffs by Texas. Who Texas eventually went on to the semifinals, but
Sure.
their big returner is Cade Klubnik. So remember I was talking about the top 10 quarterbacks who had the most production last season. Well, he was on that in that top 10. Everybody else except for Nussmeyer is back. So I mean he'll definitely be up there. So he had 3,639 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a 78.7 QBR. Brian Wesco Jr., that's going to be a big target for him. 41 receptions, 708 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And Antonio Williams, 75 receptions, 904 yards, and 11 touchdowns. So he does have some established receivers to throw
Oh
to.
yeah,
And, oh
with
yeah,
the chemistry.
they return 16 starters. So
Yep.
16.
That's why I'm super high on them, man. I think they
Oh
should be
yeah,
higher than
definitely, dude.
6.
I think they should be higher. And plus, dude, Dabo Sweeney is the coach. Let's be honest, dude. It's Dabo Sweeney did not take a step back from coaching. I mean, the only thing he took a step back from is getting intact with the times of NIL. It seems like they're starting
Sure.
to figure that out. So I'm expecting
Starting to
big
get
things
that.
from Clemson. I'm actually gonna call it right now that they repeat winning the ACC, and they more
Whoa.
than likely get a first round bye. And oh yeah,
This is
Dabo's
news
already
to me.
driven that they're going to be the first 16-0 team. So he said, "Yeah, we were the first 15-0 team.
Wow.
You know what? We're going to be the first 16-0." So let's see
Sheesh.
if he can
Yeah, I'm
catch
I'm
that
high
back.
on them. The only thing that gives me a little cause for concern is high as I am on Klubnik and these wide receivers, they were still a 3-loss team last year. Or and it's just like, geez, oh Pete's, man, like I don't know, man. I don't know if they can take that next step. I think offensively they can, but they seem to be feeling the effects of Brent Venables being gone now. Still good on defense, don't get me wrong, but not elite on defense
Wait,
anymore.
they gosh, he was Penn. I'm trying to think. who was
They
in?
picked up Tom Allen.
Yeah, they did, dude.
They picked up
He did
Tom
a
Allen.
great job
And so
for
I think
Penn
he'll be
State.
very good. I think he will improve them. I
Yeah,
really don't understand why Penn State got rid of Tom Allen. He is one of the best
I
defensive
mean
minds in the game.
they have Jim Knowles, so.
Yeah,
but
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 Tom
but
Allen's probably
but
better in my opinion.
here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I mean, you went from Manny Diaz to Tom Allen to Jim Knowles. That's like a generational run of defensive
That's a
coordinators.
freaking talented defensive
So
mind run right there. No kidding. But
could it?
why aren't they saying that? Really is really interesting to me because they were elite defenses both those years. They were elite defenses, and you couldn't retain them. It's an
Yeah,
interesting thing about Penn State, but we'll get to Penn State. We'll get to Penn State.
yeah,
But yeah, no, Clemson I think is going to repeat as ACC champs as well.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a weak conference. Like I don't think they have any competition this year, and I think they'll repeat for sure.
Definitely. But coming in at number 5, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I honestly, dude, I would have them at 4 or 3. I think
Yeah,
there's a little disrespect here, and I'll get to that.
I'd put them above Ohio State. I would.
Put them above Ohio State.
Oh yeah, they have way more returning talent than we do
Yeah,
for starters.
that's yeah,
Uh,
yeah, but I guess I'm just being
it's that
biased.
quarterback position, though. It's that quarterback position that once again is the crux of college football. Is CJ Carr going to be the guy?
But
We'll see.
but
They got
he
Jeremiah Love returning. They got Christian Gray on defense, a cornerback. They got their receiver Greathouse returning. They got a lot of talent coming back.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. You brought up the quarterback question, but here's a thing to look at. The last 2 years of Marcus Freeman, he has brought in a transfer, Sam Hartman and
You're right.
Riley Leonard. He
Yep.
must have a lot of faith in CJ Carr to not bring in another transfer.
He's pretty
So
good. I saw him in high school. It doesn't mean much. I'm not a scout talent or anything, but he was dominant in that game. So
yeah, and just let's be honest, dude. The talent differential in Michigan compared to other states, dude,
oh
it's
yeah.
like it's way different, dude.
Yeah, it's a whole new level.
Yeah. But you know, going back to this is why I feel like they're being disrespected. If you go to last year's depth chart, because I looked this up when they were playing Ohio State in the national
Mhm.
championship, they were one of the youngest teams in the playoffs, dude.
Right.
Like one of the youngest teams, and they're
That's what I'm
bringing,
saying. That's what I'm
and they
saying.
had the number 4. They were 4th in passing defense, 169.4 yards per game. The only two they lost was Xavier Watts and
Yeah, Xavier
Jordan
Watts.
Clark, but Sneed, Christian Gray, and
Gray will be
London
returning.
Moore,
Yeah,
like they return a good amount of that defense.
they're loaded, bro.
Yeah.
They're freaking loaded.
And you know what? I gotta eat my words that I said about Marcus Freeman. He's turned out to do
Well,
really good at Notre Dame, man.
he is doing really good, but he's got to stop losing them group of 5 teams.
Oh
Freaking
yeah.
Northern
Didn't he?
Illinois Marshall, his
Yeah,
first 2
Marshall,
years
dude.
losses.
Yeah, wasn't it? I think it was 2023 they lost to Marshall. Or I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Was it
Marshall in 23, Northern Illinois last year. They got to stop losing these scrub teams. You got to prepare for everybody like they can take your lunch. He starts
Yeah.
doing that, man. He's
But
really coming into his own as a head coach.
I'm high in Notre Dame this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they made the national championship game again.
I don't know if I go quite that far. I'm very high on them, but I could definitely see them in the semifinals. And they're, in my opinion, they're a certified lock for the playoffs.
Yeah,
Their schedule is really easy this year too. So
definitely. All right, coming in at number 4, Georgia.
the
Uh,
Bulldogs, huh?
just man, defense side of the ball, KJ Bolden.
Yeah,
Uh,
stud linebacker.
yeah, no, he's a safety, dude.
Their safety, I mean.
Yeah, safety. Gunnar Stockton, we'll see what happens with that. A bunch of no-name receivers, except Zachariah Branch is coming in, so he'll add some
Yeah,
electricity to that
the
that,
speedster
that
from
wide
USC is
receiver
a good
room.
transfer.
Yeah. Other than that, you have Kirby Smart at the helm, top the best head coach in college football, so that's
Mhm.
what they have going for them. But other than that, dude, Georgia, again, what's gonna I have a feel they always have great defense, dude. The thing that
Yeah, I'm
hurt
not
them
worried
is
about them on the defensive
Damon
side of the
Wilson
ball.
transferred out. Go watch some tape on him. He would have been a for sure starter this season. He would have been a for
Would
sure
man.
starter and added on to that list of edges who went in the first round that came from Georgia or just defensive players in general. But
Yeah,
other than that, like sure, yeah, they'll make the playoffs. Kirby Smart always finds a way to do it. Remember, dude, I called it last season. They beat Texas twice, and they beat Texas twice to get it done. So
they beat them twice.
never doubt Kirby Smart and that Georgia Bulldogs defense, man. So
Yeah, we were both kind of right on them because I called them 10-2 in the regular season, and somehow with two conference losses, they made the conference championship game.
man,
That really pisses me
they
off.
should have not lost that game against Alabama, dude. It
They're
shouldn't
gonna
have
lose to them
happened, dude.
again this year.
I think Smart has an Alabama problem, dude, just like Ryan Day has a Michigan problem.
1000%, bro.
And it doesn't matter who the head coach is, he still loses to Alabama.
They're hosting the Crimson Tide for the first time in a decade, despite being in the same conference, and they're absolutely gonna lose that game again. So
Yeah, and you know what? Another thing Georgia needs to do, they need to stop making home games at Mercedes-Benz Stadium because that's pretty much what it is,
it's
a
a
home game.
yeah. That's a whole nother video. I could go on a rant, but I won't.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, that's just like a crime within itself. You're about to say, yeah, Georgia has an away game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah,
What?
wow, a whole
What?
hour
Did,
away.
did you just hear what you just said? Where's the stadium located?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I can't stand neutral site games, but it's been a part of the sport for a long time now,
But dude, that's
unfortunately.
not even a neutral site for them. That's the
I
funny
know.
thing, and they want to act
I
like
know.
it, dude.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous thing.
Yeah,
They sell out for the money. They get more money, even though they're giving away a home game. So that's why they'll keep doing it.
yeah. All right, coming at number 3, they are trying to duplicate the Michigan Ohio State tactic, which is we're gonna have an all-in season. Everybody's coming back. They hired Jim Knowles, defense coordinator. I mean, dude, Katron Allen is back, Drew Aller's back, Nick Singleton is back. They've gotten some. They had no choice but to get some wide receivers from the transfer portal because that was
And boy,
literally
did they.
one of the worst wide receiver rooms I've
Yeah,
I think they were worse than Georgia's last season. That
they
Georgia's was
were
pretty
absolutely
bad.
putrid and pathetic.
I mean, dude, like their wider with the most yards who wasn't a tight end because we all know that Penn State always has a tight end.
Always.
I think I forgot his name. That's how memorable this player was. But
Tyler Warren.
had no, I'm not talking about Tyler Warren. I'm talking about a natural a pure receiver, not some tight end.
Oh,
But
sure.
their receiver with the highest yards they had like 653 receiving
Wow,
yards.
I thought it
That's
was even lower than that.
that's
Okay.
terrible, dude. And I
Well,
think
I
next
mean,
up,
just like in the semifinal game, no receivers had a catch versus Notre Dame, not a single one. So, but
yeah,
they to your point though, they freaking massively upgraded wide receiver. They brought in three studs, and so maybe Drew Lr will come out of his shell because he actually has somebody to throw the football to.
I'm conflicted because everybody's just low on Drew Aller, and this is where I'm conflicted. That
Okay.
semifinal game against Notre Dame, I think there was like a minute left or so, minute 40, and it's just actually no, there was like a minute left, and I don't know who to blame for this. Is it James Franklin for putting his young quarterback in that situation like that and just never been there before and not decide to take a knee and play for overtime? Or is it Drew Aller who, tried to do his best Patrick Mahomes impression and,
Sure.
pretty much just blew it?
Yeah.
I'm
There's
conflicted, man.
there's definitely arguments for both. In my opinion, they started that drive on the 20-yard line. If they were on the 40, I say go for it. But you were backed up. You're backed up. Why are you pressing the issue? I think there was less than a minute left. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't know. I put that on Franklin. I don't put that on LR. I mean, if your coach decides to go for it, of course you're gonna take chances and you're gonna actually go for it because that's what your coach is calling for. Um, but overall, LR is not very good in these big games, and that's been proven. But going back to what we just said, he had no wide receiver talent in his first 2 years. And so we're going to see what the real Drew Aller is like this year because he has all the talent in the world now.
Yeah, and it's just like, uh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Man, and here's the other thing, dude. I think this team will go as far as Drew Aller goes. They're gonna
100%.
when the run game just can't happen because let's be honest, dude. Everybody's gonna be keying in on Katron
Mm-hmm.
Allen, Nick Singleton. They're
Yeah,
proven running backs. They're gonna have the top backfield in all of college football this season. Mark my
100%.
words. But dude,
100%.
if he just can't be someone who's relied on in those situations, then I, I just don't see them winning a national championship. But they
Yeah.
also did the most Penn State thing ever, where defense is not a problem, and they went out and got
Yeah.
an upgrade in a defense coordinator. Not that Tom Allen wasn't. I mean, he was great, but
Yeah.
they just like defense is not really one of their hasn't really been one of their problems.
I don't
It's
understand. Like I
it's
said,
been more that we can't score many points in these teams who have top-notch defense, aka Ohio State. So
mhm.
they should have went out and I don't know, man. Well,
Well, my concern for the Nittany Lions is this Jim Knowles is a good defensive coordinator. But his system is complex, and it is a proven fact. Every step he's been, the first year he's been at a program, even at Ohio State, the defense sucks, man. And so they have the talent there, but at every stop he's been at, because of the complex nature of his scheme, the defense falters. And by year 2 and 3, they're much better. And so I think this hire is actually going to hurt them in this first year. Now down the road, it'll pay dividends. But this first year, I think they take a step back defensively. Actually,
and Penn State fans have been spoiled with their edge production. I
yeah,
guarantee you they're going to lose their minds once they figure out that Jim Knowles does not use the edges the way that they should be. I mean, dude,
thousand
I
percent.
do have a defensive player who's on a watch list.
Yeah,
Breakout season. Danny Dennis Sutton. He
Sutton.
had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he had 42 tackles and 8.5 sacks. So we'll see what happens in Jim Knowles' defense and how much he's used and how he is used in general. So
I'll be very interested in his production because yeah, he's him and Mateo are the top two edges in the conference. Maybe throw Derek Moore in there too.
yeah, maybe Derek Moore. So all right, coming in at number 2, the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes. They lost a lot of talent on the defense side of the ball and offense side of the ball to the NFL draft. But what they have in their
Yep.
favor is they return the 2 best players in all of college football on the defense side of the ball. Caleb Downs on the offense side of the ball, Jeremiah Smith. So that's what they have going for them. I mean, you can't go wrong with those players. I can imagine that Caleb Downs is on the Jim Thorpe Ward watch list, And Jeremiah Smith, he'll more than likely win the Blitnikoff Award. I'm calling it right now, dude.
Be shocked if he didn't.
I mean, dude, have you seen the dude? 225 pounds and moves like just world class speed. Ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
It's just
A lot's being made of this quarterback battle right now. We made a video on this, and we both are kind of the opinion this is Julian Sain's job to lose. Keenholz, fierce competitor, deeply loved by his teammates, super athletic, just a freak athlete. But Julian Sain is the quarterback, and it's his job to lose.
yeah, and I was watching the tape of comparing long balls, dude, and
Mm-hmm.
Julian saying, man, I mean, Will Howard improved as the year went on, but Julian saying just natural, just a natural long ball, and
That's exactly what I was going to
I was
use.
looking to compare to Keenholz, dude. Saying just hits them in stride.
It's
Keenholz,
effortless.
the receivers sometimes got to like slow down a bit to just kind of like wait there. But
Sure, sure.
I'm sorry, like, dude, I'm gonna go back to what I saw at the spring game, and Julian saying he separated himself in that quarterback battle.
Yeah, just just more consistent overall and more playmaking ability. His talent throwing the football, his accuracy, and that's what I've been reading in these reports in the springs too. His accuracy is just next level. The receivers hardly have to make any adjustments, no matter the type of throw. And that's really encouraging.
Yeah, but for the returning starters on defense, Styles, Ipkinosen, and Downs, one player to look out for on defense, gonna have a breakout year more than likely. Kenyatta Jackson Jr., dude.
Yeah,
Like
that's a
I've
good
been
shout.
hearing great things about him in camp. I mean, dude, he's like what, 275,
Well,
which
yeah,
is
and here's the thing: we're getting these awesome reports, but I saw him flashing last year too. Like
yeah,
it's not just like a preseason hype thing. Like we saw him flash last year,
yeah.
so I'm
And
excited for
then
him. But the player I'm excited for is Arvell Reese at linebacker. I think he's going to
oh yeah,
pop this year
definitely, dude.
too. He's
I'm
going to be right there next to Styles.
It's going to be interesting to see how they use Hicks as well.
Certainly,
And
certainly.
also, who is the transfer from North Carolina?
Bo Atkinson, the
Yeah,
edge
Bo
player.
Atkinson. That's right. I'm hearing good things about him as well. Just man, just a dog out there.
See what he can do.
But for offense, so you have Smith, Tate. I mean, I guarantee you Quincy Porter is going to get a lot of playing time as well.
Hmm.
Max Clare gonna finally got a great tight end. You've seen what he saw the tape, what he could do at Purdue.
Yeah,
Carson Hinsman, Austin Severfeld, looking like they're gonna be good on the offensive line as well.
absolutely.
And dude, look, everybody's looking into this. Lost a lot of talent stuff. Let's remember that Ohio State has produced top five recruiting classes year in and year out, dude. Ever since Ryan Day has gotten there.
Yeah, there's a reason why the coaches of other teams rank this team the second best team in the country. They know what kind of talent because they recruited that kind of talent. They know what kind of talent's on our roster. So I'm excited for it. Me personally, I think we're a little overranked right now. And I mean just a little. I would put us at 4. Like I said, I would have Notre Dame above us. And on paper, Penn State's starting 22 at the beginning of the year is better than Ohio State's starting 22. Now, when they meet in November, that'll be flipped, in my opinion. But because of the experience gained in games played. But yeah, Ohio State's always a reload, not rebuild program. And they're going to continue to do that this year.
I mean, man, going to your thing about Penn State, they returned 14 starters. So, but
Yeah,
man, like
that's what I'm saying.
all these fans just like, oh, 4 loss season coming in, maybe 5. It's like, dude, like we know who the fan base is that's saying this, but I mean, we're not going to talk
Have,
about that.
have y'all paid attention the last 25 years? We don't rebuild.
Yeah. But coming in at number one, Texas Longhorns. Man, the first game of the year, a rematch of their semifinal versus Ohio State, which yes, they
Heck
lost to
yeah.
Ohio State in the semifinal. They have three returning starters on offense. A big one is Wisner at running back. We're gonna, you know what? Since we're talking about offense, we're gonna see how Arch Manning
We're
is
gonna
gonna
see.
do as the main guy. Now, Paul Feinbaum went as far as saying that, oh, if Ewers would have got benched and Manning would have started, they would have beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm sorry, dude. It was destiny for Ohio State to
No.
win the national championship. But six coming back on defense. Notable Malik Muhammad, cornerback, and
Yeah, he's a stud.
Michael Taff. They're both
Yeah.
on the Jim Thorpe Award watch list.
Yeah,
Uh,
another secondary player.
I mean, you can't forget about Colin Simmons as well, dude. He had 9 sacks
Yep.
last season. Dude is going
Yep.
to be a
Well,
monster.
it's really funny, man, because these two top teams were the teams that had the most players, the two teams that had the most players drafted in last year's draft. We had 14, they had 12 taken.
Yeah, they lost a lot in the offensive line.
They lost a ton, bro. I don't think they have a single returning starter on the offensive
No, so
line.
that's gonna be a fresh man. That's gonna be interesting, dude. You're gonna have a fresh Ohio State defensive line playing a fresh Texas offensive line, dude. That's gonna be an interesting game. Can't wait to
It's like
talk
weakness
about
on
that one.
weakness going at it.
Yeah, yeah, but so you also have Ethan Burke, who was on the defensive line last season, and Anthony Hill Jr. Linebacker.
He's
So those are
nasty,
notable.
bro.
I don't remember if Ethan Burke was a starter though.
I don't think Burke was. No, Hill was though.
No. Yeah, Hill was. But yeah, man. I mean, and plus, like, look at the recruiting classes as well. I mean, just
They've been.
talent loaded rosters, dude. Just up and down the board.
Yep.
Um,
They they brought in the number two transfer portal class, and that's why I think they get their high ranking, along with Arch Manning being the last name. But
they're
yeah, you're
really
right.
deep on the defensive line too, dude. Like,
It's gonna
and
be a
I
test
mean deep.
for those two new tackles that Ohio State's gonna be starting this year. It's gonna be fun to watch.
I
We're gonna
heard.
have a lot of coverage on that game for sure coming up. Don't you guys worry. But before we get out of here,
Wait,
we
wait,
wanted
wait.
to pick. Oh, go ahead.
I heard Hero Canoe is a very vocal in their locker room, and they're looking for him to
Yeah,
do great things this season. So
he he followed our assistant D line coach down to Texas, who got the promotion down there, and that was a big loss for Ohio State.
yeah.
It
Well,
was a
isn't he
big loss.
linebackers coach down there?
I'm not sure. You might be right, but
Yeah.
either way, he went from assistant, not on the official staff to being on the staff. So it's going to be a big battle. But getting to that question I teased at the beginning, who are these? Every year, a top 10 team falls from the top 10 to the unranked abyss. Last year is Florida State starting in the top 10, finishing 2-10 last season. Of these 10 teams we talked about today, who would you pick is most ripe for a dastardly fall?
It's between Miami and Alabama.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I'll go with Miami just because of what we talked about earlier, man. I think they lost way too much offensively, and with Carson Beck trying to be the next Cam Ward, that's not going to go well for them.
No.
And the culture sucks.
Yeah. They're definitely there counting their money, man. But dude, just with Alabama, dude, there's that question at quarterback. Just
Sure.
I don't like how they finished the season. It just seems like they just couldn't get it going, man. I mean, they lost to one of the worst Michigan teams since the Brady Hoke Rich Rod years. So that tells you what's going on there. And just like and you know what? I could eat my words in the year, and they could very well make the playoffs. But we'll see, man. But I'm not sold on Kalen DeBear. It's just like you saw what Nick Saban could do, and he had this balance at when he
Mhm.
was the coach. They had a good offense. and a really good defense. I mean,
Yeah,
like we've always talked about, you don't need a top 5 offense and
sure.
a top 5 defense to win the Natty. I mean, it'd be nice to have that every year, but I mean, you could have a top 10 defense and a top 20 offense and get it done. Actually,
Yeah,
a top 5 defense and a
it's
top
really
20
about
offense.
balance,
Get it
man.
done.
If
And
you can be
he created that balance, dude. I mean, they gave up over 40 points to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt,
right.
dude.
Uh, And let's be honest, going back to Saban, it's not like he had the elite of the elite at quarterbacks outside of Tua and Bryce Young. His quarterbacks were very forgettable. Very. Greg McElroy, AJ McCarron,
I
not
mean,
elite
dude,
talents.
Jeff Coker was good, dude. Dude,
I can't go there with
dude.
you.
Okay, let's compare him to Brad Sims.
Better,
Yeah, better. My point exact, dude.
but still forgettable.
But dude, he was a pass first quarterback. Dude, Brad Sims compared to
He
him
had a
was
better arm for sure. I'll give you
yeah.
that. I'll give you that. Um, but my main overall point is like Saban was able to win without extraordinary talent at the QB position. He ran by that defense and pounding, bruising run game, and a okay passing
Are we
offense
gonna
with
act like
some really good receivers.
Jalen Hurts was not a good quarterback? A good quarterback there.
I mean, he wasn't at
I'm
Bama. He was at Oklahoma.
What are you talking, dude? What are you talking about, man? Just because they didn't win the national
Okay, we don't need to get off on
championship.
this side tangent. This is totally not even the point of this video.
Yeah.
But it's gonna do it for this one. Go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep. OH.
I